Coach, well, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
It's exciting to have you here. Just for you, I mean, what are, I guess, the last 24 hours? Well, first of all, I guess, when did you find out about this position?
Um, Found out last Tuesday. Actually interviewed the last weekend, the weekend before that. So it's been a kind of a whirlwind, quick turnaround to get down here. But excited to be here and get going. So
What appealed to you about ACU?
a lot of things did. Obviously, had a lot of talks with Coach Doral and just his philosophy, the culture that he was building here, and that really excited me. Just and obviously change. I think change is good. I think you got to challenge yourself at times and take some risks. And I really felt like for me it was time to maybe move and learn from a new head coach. I think if you have aspirations to do that, then nothing against Coach Stig at SDSU. I love him. He's been a great mentor to me, and he will continue to be. But with 10 years, I learned about all I probably could learn from Coach, and I wanted to get an opportunity to learn from somebody else.
When you look at what you brought here, I mean, you clearly brought a good track record here, and the Jackrabbits are a really recognizable organization here and program. But I guess what can you take from that experience and the experience that you've had there and bring it here to ACU?
Yeah, I think some of it has to do with culture and understanding what it is to get to that point, to get to the playoffs and be consistently getting to the playoffs. Because when I came into SDSU, it was right at I think the third year of their transition. And so just understanding that and then some of what it takes to get to that playoff level is obviously for us, it wasn't an easy transition at first. And then when I got there, we got to the playoffs in the first year, and then we had a little lull where we weren't in the playoffs for 2 years, and then we're able to string 6 in a row. Going through that, you kind of realize there's more to it than X's and O's. It is a culture thing, and then I think what Coach has here going, like I said, that really appealed to me.
What was the appeal? I mean, we obviously have worked with Coach Doral for a while, but for you and maybe your first interview or I guess your first meeting with him, what appealed to you meeting Coach Doral?
I just felt like it was different than a lot of coaches I've talked to. Not saying for jobs, but just philosophy, how family, what's important, and also being able to put a winner on the field. Obviously, we all know about the national championships at Northwest Missouri, so I think you get an opportunity to work with the guy that's done it and knows what it takes to get to that level too. Obviously, so that was a big part of it. But I think we have a lot of great facilities here on campus. But when I interviewed, I didn't feel like we were driven by the facilities. We were driven by people and treating people right, and the facilities were also a big part of that. But it was more about the people and having the right fit, and that's what stood out to me.
When your defenses roll out on Saturdays, what should we expect to see from them?
Oh, we need to be a smash mouth physical team, and then I think that starts with Coach's philosophy. We are going to shut the run game down, and hopefully pressure. That's part of the goal too. But we want to be a physical, gap sound football team. Leverage the football, tackle, and that's what I hope everybody sees when they watch us play.
Had you known Coach Doral before coming here?
I had not. No, I had known of Coach Doral, but really had not spoken to him up until just some preliminary talks before I flew down.
Was there any connection with the current coaching staff here? Or?
No,
Okay.
There wasn't. Coach Doral and I had some mutual friends, and that's kind of how for us the conversations kind of got started and kind of took off from there.
Over the past couple of years, the ACU defense has really grown into one of the better ones in the Southland Conference. How do you hope to continue that growth?
Tremaine did a good job. I've known Tremaine for a while. Obviously, he was at Sioux Falls, I was at SDSU, and so obviously we did a lot of clinicking together and things like that. So we just need to build on what they've already built. Continue to recruit great players, and the scheme's not going to change drastically. There's going to be some tweaks, but a little bit of it's not broke. There's going to be stuff to fix, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're not going to shell the whole defenses out. We're going to build on what's been put in place and try to make it better.
What has Coach Jackson told you about the players that are on this defense?
Talked about a lot of guys coming back and a lot of good experience, and I've obviously watched a lot of film before I came down, and felt like that was accurate. And I think there are a lot of good players on this team. I had my first meeting with those guys today and just talked about there's a lot of talent in the room, but in the end, effort, mental effort, physical effort is what's going to win us games, and that's my expectation, is that we're gonna take the effort level to a new level. And put it on film that these guys are going to play harder than anybody else you've seen on film. So that's kind of what we're hoping to do.
What was the response that you kind of felt from the players in that meeting?
Probably the same response I had, honestly. A little bit of anxiety about what are we going to do, because the spring ball's coming on us fast. I think a little bit of relief now that they know what to expect and where we're going to go. And so I think a little bit of both of that. I think some guys were kind of like, all right, we kind of know we can start moving forward, and some guys were like, whoa, here we go. So I think you get that anytime you have a coaching change and a new coach comes in and worried about what's going to be kept, what's not going to be kept, what are we going to do differently. And I thought they handled it well. As you could just tell, they were waiting for something to happen, and I was kind of chomping at the bit too. Let's get this thing going. So.
What are you like on the sideline? Because we can see Coach Dorrell, and especially in his voice, the way he is after
Yeah.
football games. So what are you like? What are you like on the sideline?
I would say I'm a mix of pretty calm, but also get pretty excited about things too. Big plays. Having played under Coach Osborne, he sometimes you wondered if he had a pulse, because he was just so calm on the sidelines. But I think it served a purpose that you knew there was never a panic. When no matter how good it was going to be or how bad it was going, he was always the same. So you always had that sense of calm. That I think that's important for the kids. I think they need to be excited after they make a big play, but also need someone that's steady when something doesn't go their way. And so I guess I'm a little bit of both.
Probably don't need to bring any jackets down here, do you?
No. Coach Lambertson sent me a text. He was picking me up on Sunday from the airport and said, you might need to bring a light jacket. It's going to be 40, 45 tomorrow. And I texted him a picture of my front yard and said that's about a 50-degree difference than what it is now. So that's shorts weather. So, yeah, weather's beautiful. That was part of the draw. My wife was ready to get out of the snow, to be honest with you. So we got back to Brookings. She was like, we could go back right now. And I'm like, yeah, I could do that same thing. So, yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, sir.